How's it going, everyone? Welcome to another episode of Coach's Corner. We're here at the Aspet Valley Gymnasium here with the softball coach, Michael Bryant. Coach, thank you very much for hanging out with us.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me.
Now, like most seasons around New England, a lot of softball seasons start in a gymnasium like this. It's still a little cold outside, a little bit of snow. But before we move on to this season, I just want to talk about last season, how last season kind of ended. You guys had made 5 straight trips to the district final. You had won it 3 years in a row. But last season, after a 7-1 start, you guys kind of faltered towards the end of the year and you were knocked out in the first round. What was it that led to that?
Well, I think we definitely got off to a start, hot start, and I think we played a little better competition as the year ended. So we had a more difficult strength of schedule at the end of the year. With any young teams, which we were, we had 6 sophomores that started. It's tough to finish. It's tough to close. The team in Hopedale, we're up 1-0 going into the bottom of the 7th. As a freshman and sophomore team, like we did last year, we lost the game. We lost 2-1. We played, I think BVT has had a young group, but they were also juniors and seniors, and they were a top team as well. So we played them at the end of the year. Monty Tech, who was a very good team as well. Unfortunately, we weren't able to pull any of those games out. So we got to a Douglas game with a good pitcher, Madison Fluke. Good zone for both pitchers. They scored a run. I think they had 3 hits, we had 2. And unfortunately, we never got the lead, and we never could tie it up. I think in the 5th, we had a girl on third, no outs, tried to bunt the next girl, couldn't get the ball down. The girl struck out the last 2. And basically, that was our season. And so that's kind of where we've been with the freshmen. We've rode them the last 2 years, 14-6, 14-6. I'm looking at my schedule. I don't want to go 14-6 and they go in. Maybe it's an omen. Maybe 15-5 or 13-7. I don't care. And that's funny because my number through high school, college, Little League was 14. So I don't know where the good luck. Maybe it was all drained. So that's kind of where we ended up.
So we're looking at this season as being a little bit better for you guys with a younger group, getting a little bit older, having that year of maturity. You're looking for that to have a little bit of more of a benefit at the end of the year.
Yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that pays off versus BVT and Monty Tech because we've been swept the last 2 years. And we used to do the sweeping. So we added Auburn, who is a Division II perennial powerhouse. Has one of the top 3 pitchers around, Julie Hanfield, one of the hottest throwing pitchers around. So that'll be a tough game to win for us. We added Tantasco, I believe another district Division I or Division II opponent that can win the district game. So our schedule doesn't get easier. Hopedale won in the last 2 years. Tahana won it last year, and Tahana won it the year before. So it doesn't get easier. We're challenging our players. So record-wise is one thing, but are we playing the best going into the districts? That's what we want.
Sorry to interrupt, but do you believe that strength of schedule is going to be beneficial for you guys later on in the year? Do you think that's going to challenge you to the point where you're battle tested once it comes by?
Absolutely. I think that'll help. They do have the Walker system, which we noticed we were 14-6 and we were 8 seed. So that kind of hurt us. We played a really good 9 seed. And if you've watched March Madness, seeding is everything. Yeah. People don't believe that, and I'm saying, all right, well, you need, not saying a warm-up game or someone of that case, because everyone that makes the districts, but if you get a better opportunity as a higher seed versus a lower seed, based on the strength of schedule we played for during the year, that gives you our girls, especially young girls last year, a feel for what district playoffs is all about, because it's one and done. There's no more. So that's kind of, they learn the difference because ASA ball, there's many tournaments, so they get to play many tournaments. And it's okay to lose and it's okay to make errors. You give up a run, we may not get one back. So that's kind of our philosophy this year, and I hope it pays off this year.
When you end a season the way that you guys did last year in heartbreaking fashion, you as a coach, does it make you reassess the way that you approach the following season, or is that just something that happens anyway?
I think you always look back and question yourself as a coach. I think any good coaches are always going to say, how do we make this team better? How do the coaching staff, we've had changeover. Thank God I have my father, who's still a coach, and then Coach Long, who's sitting behind me. And it's his third year too. So they always say the third year for everyone is kind of the year. So they're juniors now. So it's third year. I can leave practice right now and feel confident that we're going to get everything that we want done. So do I question it? No. And I'll tell you why. Because, those 3 years we won the district title, we're doing similar things. We're playing small ball. We're playing defense, pitching and defense, hitting the cutoff, not making the mental errors. And we're doing that same type of thing. Do we need to make more plays? Absolutely. The Patriots 1 play away, 2 plays away from winning the Super Bowl, and everyone would have been forgotten about the Butler thing. Unfortunately, that's all we can talk about now. And if Brady brought him down with 2 minutes left, everyone would be like, oh, he's the smartest, which he still is, but he's the greatest coach, and look what happened. He sat Butler, they won. But unfortunately, they fumble the ball and they lose. Now it's questioned.
The saying is, with the victors write history, right?
Yeah.
Just exactly. The spoils. So you forget about all the other negative stuff that goes wrong as long as you win.
Right. So those great years we had, those are wonderful. But our girls haven't done anything, and they know that. And I want them to experience that type of. I always say this to the girls. It's just, when you're playing really well is when people come to watch you play and they pay money to watch you play. Isn't that a great feeling? So I says, you haven't had that feeling. I go, the boys had it, varsity basketball, great season this year. I go, and they went to the games, our girls were there because they're the supporting team. I says, this is what it's about. This is what you can have. I go, but you have to work harder. You have to work more efficiently. And that's what we're trying to do.
From a philosophical standpoint, we had a discussion last year where you talked about when you first started coaching, you guys were trying to shoot gaps and play more long ball, and you decided to go towards more of like a small ball, bunt, move runners over, pitch well, play defense. Is that something that you still continue to do right now? Are you working on that?
Yeah, so we do. That is something that we do. We do have a couple slap hitters. Get on base, steal bases, put pressure on the defense. We'll create more opportunities for runs. However, I always tell the girls, challenge me. Challenge our coaching staff to allow you to become that hitter, to become that double, shop at the gap type of big hitter, 3-run homers, the Earl Weavers of the Baltimore Orioles in the old days. I want that. Unfortunately, we just haven't had the talent for 4 or 5 years that we've had to go to a little more small ball because we do have some speed and stuff like that. But we always want our girls to hit. And that's kind of a little philosophy this year. They used to hit some decent balls and it would get to right and it would get down the line. Now we want to hit the gaps. You're a little stronger, you're a little older, you're a little more confident. We want to shop at the gaps. And that's kind of where we've gotten. So we'll see. We'll see if they're able to adjust. We play a better schedule, one of the harder ones we play. And we'll see if we can hit that type of pitching.
During spring training, as we see behind us, we're just working on things, trying to hit the ground running for when the season starts. What little things are you and your coaching staff working on a day-to-day basis during this time of year to make sure that you're ready to go once the season does?
Right, and it's difficult. As you can see, we're in the gym area. Today we're fortunate that we don't have our whole JV program here too with another 21 kids. It's tough to get things done. Also, we only have an hour in the gym. So gym time's been cut a little bit, which it hurts our program, hurts all of our programs, unfortunately. But we focus on pitching, defense, bunt coverage, first and third coverage. It's tough to work outside with double cuts and stuff when you only have about 20 feet behind second base. So those are the things that we always work on in preparation. So when we get out to the field, I can yell whatever our bunt coverage is, and they know it. I can know the steal coverage, I know who's covering the base, and those are things that we do every year in, year out, no matter what the field looks like. So they're very good about that. We know the playbook. They've already know the playbook. We haven't adjusted too much, some things, but like I said, we haven't hit the field. Many teams haven't. We're hoping we're ahead of those teams.
Most teams like you have to resort to playing in a gym to begin the season. Do you feel like that it may not be totally beneficial for the infielders to work on fielding ground balls on a gym floor, and then they have to get accustomed to fielding ground balls on a turf field?
Right. We do. And we try and, because if they're going to come up with on a gymnasium floor, the ball's going to come up. On a softball field, the ball stays down. So we do a drill every day for the most part. 5 days a week, that we roll the ball. So they're working on fluency. They're working on, we call it the power position, getting to the power position. But that's low ground ball. So that keeps us in the same good fielding position. Even though they're fielding high hoppers here and the ball's taking weird bounces, we're throwing a softy ball. It keeps us in a good fielding position. And the girls know that, hey, they're going to make physical mistakes. You'll never get instructed with a loud voice with a I like to say loud voice, but with a physical mistake. Mental mistake's another thing. We expect you to know where to go, and if not, call time. And I think we had that last year in one of our games. Our girls called time in the middle of an inning, and I said that's the perfect thing because they didn't know where to go, and the other girl didn't know where to go. And it was fortunate because the next play it was exactly what they were talking about. So I was very happy about that, and that's kind of where with the gymnasium, it's like I know other teams are doing the same thing. If you have the benefit to go to a place that does have some softer dirt or turf or something, which was just opened up the other day, then we're going to try it. But unfortunately, we're just going where we go.
You lost one of your starting pitchers from last year. You lost your first baseman. But as we've spoken about, you have a strong junior and sophomore class that are moving up. Who should we keep an eye out for?
Well, my captain, Fontes, Brianna. We have Brianna Fontes. She's a 4-year starter at third base. She gets in front of everything. Offensively, she improved tremendously last year. Kaylee Seymour is a senior. She's multifaceted, will play many positions. Probably our pitcher Atwood, she's a junior. This is our strength as juniors. Alexis will be a 3-year starter on the mound. She started our 1-0 loss to Douglas. She'll be a player to watch. Trinity Grenier, all around probably the best athlete for a female in the school. Had a great year for us. We've challenged to even have a better year this year. Conditioning-wise, she's one of the, probably since I've been here, one of the most in shape, aggressive player that we have. Now we just teach her advanced softball. She's definitely a player to watch. She's a junior. Olivia Garcia, who's behind me, she's a second baseman. She's a junior. Listens, she's a sponge. Rachel Raymond, she's a junior in left field. Slap hitter, bunter. We're teaching her the other things. Ashley Lacani threw out 8 girls from home plate. I think there was Marlboro had done a Twitter post of her being a cheater and then firing a missile home, which was awesome. And she's a junior. We do have a couple positions. Bella Lagatola, sophomore. Hannah Nuzik, junior, has come a long way. She'll be fighting for our number 2 position. And the last person, who's not least, is Kaylee Self. She's our catcher. She's about 5'3", if that, 100 and something pounds, if that. But she's the toughest girl on the team. And, behind the plate for 3 years now, I might even allow her to call the game during the quality.
How rare is that for a coach to give up that type of responsibility?
I can't remember the last time we've done it. Because I used to have Coach Armento, and he used to call it, and then I'd be able to work game management. But it's got to be 6 years, 7 years maybe.
It's a real testament to her ability to read and be able to call pitches. That's great.
Yeah, it is, and it's she's a special person. This is the juniors. And besides our 2 seniors that have started for basically 4 years, these juniors are, they understand hey, freshman, sophomore year, learning, junior year, let's get to the next level.
It seems like that not only for this year, but for next year, you guys have a lot to look forward to.
Yeah, I hope so. I hope when we get on the field, we have fun. We practice hard and hopefully practice efficiently. And that's the thing we focus on. Anyone could go run and be a gerbil on a wheel and say they're working hard. But are you doing the right thing? Are you listening to the coaching staff and what we're instructing?
We'll be looking forward to seeing what you guys are able to do throughout the course of the season. We'll talk to you soon.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. Awesome.
That's going to do it for this episode of Coach's Corner. See you next time.